Hello, I'm Liam Spillane, and I'm a junior at Liberty University. Today I'm going to be going through the WMEA Junior All-State Band audition materials for B-flat trumpet. I've played through all your audition materials, and I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips on what I struggle with a little bit while learning these pieces, just so that you don't have to deal with the same issues while you're learning them. At the end of the video, I'll play through all 4 etudes in full, just so you know what they all sound like. So, let's get into it. Alright, so for track 1, your scale etude, we're going to start all the way down on a low G. Something you should know for any time you're playing below the staff, and especially below that low C, is to just drop your jaw and open up your throat as wide as you can. The way I like to practice that is by orating a sighing sound, just like, This lets me really relax my throat and allows the air to just flow naturally, giving me a nice full open sound down there. So on the horn, it'll sound a little more like... So at the end of the video, I'll play through the entire scale etude for you, and I'll make sure that I emphasize that openness of the throat. Track 3, the song etude, is almost entirely slurred, except for 4 staccatos and 1 legato articulation thrown in there near the end. Now, a lot of people tend to think that staccato means short and legato means long, but that's not quite the case. In the original Italian, staccato actually translates to detached and legato to bound. So in practice, staccato just means separated, while legato means connected. A good way to practice that difference in articulation is to orate simple quarter notes at slow tempos like 100 BPM. Just alternate between 5 legatos and 5 staccatos until you feel comfortable with the difference in their sound. Just turn on your metronome at 100 BPM and go between legato, da 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 da, and staccato, da 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 da. So notice how my staccatos ended in a nice soft H ending, just da, instead of a hard T with dat. That's me actually disconnecting the note from the next, and instead of cutting it off with my tongue. Once you're comfortable vocalizing it like that, take it to your horn and just play the same exercise on a middle G. And once you've gotten that down, take it and do the actual rhythm of the song. So for us, we have 2 eighth notes that are staccato, a legato quarter note, and then 2 more staccato eighth notes. So I'm going to change this to eighth note equals 100, which would make it quarter note equals 50, and I'll just play through it like that. Vocalizing it first. Da, 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 and then on my horn. Notice how I kept it on that middle G. I'm just working on the rhythm and the articulations right now. I'm not actually going to add in the fingers yet. From there, just slowly increase the tempo until you're up to the actual speed of the song, which for us is quarter note equals 72, or eighth note equals 144, whichever way you want to think of it. Just work your way up, and at the end of the video, I'll show you how I play it at speed. For track 4, your rhythm etude, there are a couple of rhythms in there that I kind of struggled to figure out through the piece for the first time. So my tip for this one is to just take it slow and clap out the rhythms with a metronome. Practicing with a metronome is extremely helpful, especially if you're trying to learn new complicated rhythms in a piece. So for this piece, I took it down from quarter note equals 90 to quarter note equals 50, which is just about splitting the tempo in half. This allowed me to really think through the rhythms as I clapped them out along with the metronome. So I turned on the 16th note subdivision for the metronome, and it just sounded a little bit like this. So once I'd figured it out, how the rhythm actually goes in my head, then I kept the metronome on and I took it to my horn and just played through it still at that tempo. And from there, I just increased the tempo by about 10 clicks, and I just kept clapping it out playing it on my horn until I got right back up to the 90 BPM that it started at. So I'll play it at 90 BPM for you again at the end of this video.